Hi, and welcome to this demo for Magnum, the edit detector version 2.0. Magnum, if you're not aware of what it does, automatically detects edits in a scene. So, for example, I have this scene from Toy Story 3 where it's basically one QuickTime movie where there's several scenes. By scenes I mean there's these edits. By the way, it's better to be with your OpenGL off if you want to scrub, by the way, as you can see here. Okay, so you can see there's these different scenes, and so all you have to do really is I'm gonna run the script from the script menu. In CS5 there's a small bug that prevents the new stop button from functioning if you have it as a dockable script, but you can still run it from there if you'd like. Anyway, so if you're familiar with the old interface, there's one big new thing here, which is called name, and that is allows you to name the new clips that are created. So I'm gonna go ahead and just we'll show you the new stop button. So just select the scene that you want to detect. You select your result mode, in this case split into new layers. We'll leave the name to the default, and we just hit do it. As you can see here from the info menu here, as well as the progress bar here, Magnum is now hard work at detecting these scenes. So you can see there I just detected one cut and then another cut and so on. So what we can do now is just hit stop, and it stops, which is great, something you could not do before. So very happy about the stop button. But now we can see here that by the way, if it appears as if the name did not change, make sure that this is in source name, they all look the same. Make sure it's in layer name, that's where you will see the new clip name. So as you can see here, it took the layer name, which was Toy Story 3 scene.mov, added a dash, the word clip, a space, and then this bracket. If you hover here, if you look at the tooltip, you can see that there's special keywords you can use now, like layer name, comp name, project name, and then clip number. The number of pound signs here is how many leading zeros you're going to get. So here there's 2 pound signs, so you can see there's a leading zero. So if you wanted to have 2 leading zeros, you would just add another one. It works just the same as the render queue, the regular render queue naming. And if I don't want it to be clip, if I want this to be, say, a colon instead of, and then a space, and then the word edit instead of clip, or whatever, you can just change it like that, and then it's gonna now use the name. Now, if for example, if I don't want to have the word, I'm gonna go ahead and undo this last thing, by the way. If I don't want the word MOV, I can just edit this first too as well. I could just say, for example, just do Toy Story 3. And so now when I go ahead and do this, by the way, as you can see, it's working faster the second time around. It uses a much new, faster engine that caches very well. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit stop. So now I hit 3 edits. So let me just move this up. So here you can see now the new naming technique that came from the new naming. So anyway, so you can see here it's detecting the edits quite well, and the other new features in 2.0 are that now we have different result modes. So before we just had split into new layers and place markers on layers, but now we have 3 new modes. The first one here is trimmed pre-comp. So I'm going to go ahead and undo this again and select it. Trim pre-comps, if I hit do it, as you can see here, it's creating a new pre-comp that's actually trimmed to the beginning and end of the edit. So we'll go ahead and stop this for now. So if we see here now, we have still all the edits, but each edit is split into its own little pre-comp. So if I go into the pre-comp, you can see that now the pre-comp is, the entire length of the pre-comp is just that first scene. And if I go back here and I go to the second scene and I go into this pre-comp, you can see that this is just this scene, right? So that's what trimmed pre-comps is. So I'm going to go ahead and undo now. And so now I'm going to go to full-length pre-comps, and the difference here, you'll see if I go ahead and run it now, is that instead of actually trimming the pre-comps, it allows, I'm going to go ahead and stop it. So for edits. So now, if you go into this pre-comp, say this for edit 2, you can see that the pre-comp is the length of the entire clip, but then just the scene here is trimmed. So when we look at it back in the master comp, it still, you know, allows you to do it. And then finally, the last mode, or the last new mode I should say, is trimmed adjustment layers, which will then just place these trimmed adjustment layers so that, you know, say you want to put your go ahead and stop this. Let's say you want to go ahead and just put your effects or whatever on here. The original clip is still here at the bottom, and then you have these adjustment layers that are just trimmed nicely, so for each edit, you know, as you can see here, it actually detects each edit properly, and that's where you can put your effects. And then finally, just for completion's sake, I'm going to just show you the place markers on layers. So here, for example, is a good reason that where I only want to have the number, so I'm going to delete all this other stuff. I'm just going to leave the clip number and go ahead and do it. And so here it's just going to actually number. See, it's just numbering the edits. So this is why the new naming technique is really great, because you can actually just now name this however you want. So so that's it. That's Magnum the Edit Detector 2.0. I hope you guys like it, and please let me know what you guys think. Thanks a lot.